Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this new era, this new season, Season 14, as the rain pours down onto the Rome circuit. We await the lights now, and it is lights out, and away we go. Apple getting a brilliant start. He's going to try to hang on with the people in front of him, immediately going down to the inside. Anthony braking late, perhaps a little bit too late, colliding with the Red Bull in front of him. There's a lot of collisions going on here in turn 1. Apple finding the wall. Yellow flags, but no safety car. Versatile now going almost side by side with R7. It looks like R7 has that straight line speed. And we go into the infamous double hairpins over here. Versatile is getting caught up in several collisions over here. He's being spun around backwards, actually. He will be the first victim of the double hairpins, as the safety car is called. As you can see, several drivers crawling through the double hairpins. Versatile still unable to control his car, as he finds his feet once again falling into place amongst the pack. What a chaotic start at the Rome GP with the rain. Tricky conditions. We're going to have to see how this race turns out.
And we got safety car ending. Let's see what happens here. Mr. Brian picking up a little bit of weird contact there with the Ferrari, getting it sent a little bit wide. Mr. Tino's going to have some effect of that as well, as he gets tapped on that re-entry, losing him a little bit of time. Mr. Brian comes out into P7. That was very strange. Let's see. Apple up behind in P14 makes a brave lunge down here in the rain. Makes it 3 wide into the hairpin. What a great move from him. It leaves enough space for the Williams and the Sauber there on the outside. He gets forced into the wall there. Oh my goodness. And he goes flying. That's going to be a yellow flag on the pit straight. We'll have a look at that from behind. Not sure what happened there. Let's follow Versa though. He's got a couple of cars in front of him. He's going to be looking to get past these after the crash early on in the race. But Britsky and Blucher, can he get past? Sends a brave lunge down here into the doubles. Makes it stick. Fair move from him. That's a Williams getting spun around sideways. Oh, okay. Versa survives and lives to tell the tale for another day.
Yeah, Versatile was able to get out of those double hairpins much better than he did a couple laps ago, as he takes 12th position from Russian Dealer. Nice and easy from Versatile. As we're back with Mr. Tino. He's going side by side. He cuts the curb a little bit with the Ferrari, but he gets that position. He sticks the move. Up into P5 he goes. Fair play for Mr. Tino, as we're back on board with Apple. He started quite far up on the grid, but he's down in 20th. One of the main victims of turn 1, as we have another turn 1 incident here in lap 4. Apple gains a few positions from that. What a brilliant maneuver for him to gain a few positions and potentially avoid a race-ending incident. Mr. Tino on the tail of his old teammate, going for the lunge. Down the inside goes Mr. Tino. He pushes Lyte aside as he slips into P1.
If we go a bit further back as well, we got the same thing happening. A Haas dive bombing the Racing Bulls. This time Versa and Skillmax. Skillmax goes very wide for some reason, which is Apple get through, and Tim as well. Not sure what's happening to those guys on left. Farm Miller and then Aston Martin. Didn't get a chance to see which one. They're both off track. And R7 gets spun around by Goofy there, the Mercedes driver. Versa gains 2 easy positions on those guys. Apple as well managed to go through. Looks like Skillmax was held up a little bit there by that crash. Let's switch up to the top guys now. Lyte still chasing Mr. Tino to regain that lead he lost in the hairpin after being forced off track. Kurz will be enabled at the start of this lap. Versa really wants to get past Stefan and Anthony here in these wet conditions. But Kurz down to the hairpin. Versa's not really able to do any move now, but he is looking eager to get past these guys. Let's see what will happen on the pit straight.
Versatile is bobbing and weaving, trying to get past these 2 cars ahead of him, as Apple now goes down the straight. There's a collision over there. Anthony, certainly with one of the moves of all time. Apple trying to go around the outside at the double hairpins, but getting caught on to Anthony, as we see in the replay over there. With this rain, you can't really blame them for all these incidents.
On board with the Mercedes reserve driver Apple now, who is trying to overtake Anthony in front on the outside of the McLaren. He gets put into the wall by the McLaren, instantly under pressure by the cars behind. The other McLaren hits him as well, but what is this? He's going wide and he hits Anthony, who's also in the arch. A huge pileup is the consequence of all of this. Apple lost his front wing and possibly his race once again. We're picking up the race leaders now during the safety car restart, heading towards turn 1, and Lyte is looking to regain his lost position on Mr. Tino, his former teammate of course. On the inside, heading towards turn 1, will they keep it cleanly and respect each other like they always used to do at the Mercedes back in the day? They do. Lyte makes the overtake look easy, not too hard defended by the Haas driver. However, the battle's not over yet as they drive past the pit lane, moving from left to right, and defensive driving like this is frowned upon, but allowed, as long as they don't move under braking. And Lyte moves over to the right side of the track just before they brake, allowing Tino to go for the inside. The inside turns to the outside in the second hairpin. However, R76 is nose in this little battle, and Tino is into the wall, losing 2 positions on his first lap after the safety car. The Racing Bull driver, who's been overtaken by R7 and his sister team at Red Bull, will try to recapture that lost place as soon as he can.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. Let's pick up with Apple down in P9, having a horrible time through these double hairpins, going 3 wide. He does get that position on Bobritsky though, and leaves the Alpine on the outside just enough space. As we head onto the back straight round, we don't have curves for this lap after the safety car. Heading through the sharp right and left. The Ferrari's going a bit slowly there. Apple's going to be trying to get past him. That was a weird line from the Ferrari as Apple nudges him slightly and gets that position him as well.
Yeah, amazing recovery from him. Nice and easy from Apple.
Further ahead though, picking up the Racing Bull driver in P5 and closely following the pack of 4 in front, seeing if any opportunity arises to pick up an easy position. On the pit straight now, the cars in front do go for a move on each other. The Mercedes now trying to go on the inside of the Haas driver into the first hairpin. And this allows Skillmax to close up the gap right to the cars in front. The switchback doesn't work out, but Skillmax boosts early, putting up the pressure on the cars ahead. Boosting again catches Tino off guard and allows him to move up into P4 for now.
Apple's right behind that as well, watching this whole fight going down. Looks like some contact between Mr. Tino and Skillmax. And now Apple almost takes out Skillmax. Skillmax almost losing his rear twice now in this little section. That was very close for him. Apple makes a little bit of a mistake. Goes wide into the slowdown. He curves to gain some of that advantage back. I believe both of the Mercedes on the soft tyres. They are zooming through the field at the moment. Very quick pace compared to the hard runners. As Apple curves, just look at that speed he gets. He gets past 2 of the cars now onto the straight.
The other Merc front is also going for a move on Lyte. The Mercs are on the roll, and the different tires you seem to be working like a charm for the Mercedes pairing. Soft tires against the hards. Nothing Lyte can do about it except for asking his engineer where they went wrong. Will different strategies determine the race today?
Yeah, I definitely think the strategies will be such an important part to this race. You can see how much quicker both of the Mercedes are. Apple is now up into P4, and he's also looking to get past Lyte for the podium. He is already closing up to him. He's so close as we go onto the straight, and that's honestly as easy as it gets. Easy move for Apple there, up into B3. It's a 2-3 for Mercedes at the moment. You can hear the team chatter at Racing Bulls as well. They know that the Mercedes are doing something different, and it's clearly working out for them.
Skillmax heading down the straight has got Mr. Brian in the McLaren alongside him. Skillmax is going to brake a little bit earlier, trying to hold on around the outside, but it is to no avail. But don't worry, Skillmax has enough curves. He's got energy in his car, in his Racing Bull, using the curves now. Heading down the straight alongside the McLaren. He is out dragging Mr. Brian. Down into the corner they go with Melly in the Ferrari coming out of nowhere. Going 3 wide almost as Mr. Brian curses ahead. It is 3 wide with Melly, Robert, and Versatile. Versatile over here with tons of curves getting past the Racing Bull of Skillmax. He uses his curves a little bit more. Now with Melly just alongside him, he gives Melly a little bit of a love tap over there, pushing him wide as Versatile slips through into 5th position. Skillmax was in 5th just moments ago, and it looks like he's in 8th now. He's lost out. He's lost a lot of time due to this battle, as 5 cars now go into the penultimate corner. Into the final corner they go, into the main straight. Versatile is going to use all of his KERS in an attempt to get very, very close to Mr. Bryan. He gets very close within lunge distance, and he goes for it. Mr. Bryan goes extremely wide. I'm not sure why he would go that wide, but he did so, as Skillmax, in turn, at the same corner, gets the position from the Ferrari. Mr. Bryan now side by side with Versatile. Robert on his left, Versatile on his right. Both of them getting that position from Mr. Bryan. Will Versatile fight Robert going into this corner over here? It looks like Robert is going to be able to hold on to that position. He rubs the wall ever so slightly over there, giving Versatile a little bit of a speed advantage going into this portion of the track. He's got Mr. Bryan on his tail, giving him a little bit of a bump draft, I believe. I've not seen that much here in Formula V. Going into this corner, a love tap from Versatile as he tries to get as close as he can to the Aston Martin. Mr. Bryan is still on these two's tail going into the final few corners over here. They have been battling all lap ever since last lap. Versatile, will he have enough KERS? Using his KERS now, he gets past Robert. Robert now using his KERS a little bit later, but it looks like he does not have enough to make that move going into the first corner. Will he have enough KERS to get the move on this straight over here? Mr. Bryan is going to use his KERS in turn, but it looks like the other two are just too far ahead. Anthony, Mr. Bryan's teammate, is right there with him, making the move against his own teammate. Mr. Bryan fighting his teammate, going into the double hairpins. Risky business for two guys trying to work together as they now exit the double hairpins. A lot of battles going on here. Mr. Bryan now defending against Melly. Melly pushing Mr. Bryan a little bit wide as Mr. Bryan goes into 7th. Another Ferrari is coming through as Mr. Bryan now down into 8th.
Bursa now in P1. He's only got one more corner to go as he enters the final straight. However, he does have a 5-second time penalty, so even though he will be crossing the line first, he will not get to keep that win, as R7 inherits the first win of Season 14. Apple reserving for Mercedes today, into the podium. Much better drive than what he was doing for the Ferrari. Congratulations, Apple. Robert in P4 for the Aston Martin. Anthony of the McLaren in P5 on track. However, 25 seconds of penalties, which puts him down to P12 in the final standings, meaning everyone down below him will be gaining a position. It's a 6-7 for the Racing Bulls after not a great strategy, losing a lot of time there. Even worse strategy from Mr. Pino as he finishes a couple of seconds behind those guys. Stefan comes home to get 2 points for the Aston Martin, and Daniel rounds off the points for the Ferrari.